I thought the hardest moment of my life was the day my marriage ended, when Emma walked out and our divorce became final. But I was wrong. That day, a year ago, everything I knew about my life shattered in silence. Boxes were packed, papers signed, and a house that once echoed with laughter became eerily quiet. My little daughter, Mia, barely 5, didn't understand fully, but she sensed the emptiness. And I felt it too, every single day. Welcome back to my channel, HOA Tales. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Now let's dive into the story. For a year, I lived on autopilot. Wake up at 6:30, make breakfast for Mia, drop her at school, fix broken appliances, pay bills, pick her up, make dinner, read bedtime stories, and collapse into bed exhausted. The days blurred together, each one blending into the next. Nights were longer than the days, and the quietness of the house often reminded me of the love I had lost. The memories of Emma, her laughter, the way she hummed while cooking, even the little arguments, haunted me. I thought I was surviving, but surviving isn't living. Then one gray, rainy morning, there was a soft knock on the door. Hesitant, gentle, almost unsure. I opened it, expecting a neighbor or a delivery, but standing there was Clara, Emma's younger sister. Her eyes were red and swollen, lips trembling, her hands clutching her bag nervously. "Daniel, we need to talk. It's about Emma," she whispered. I felt my chest tighten. "My ex-wife? What now?" "She's very sick," Clara said, her voice breaking. "It's cancer, Daniel. She's been hiding it from everyone, even from you and Mia." The words hit me like a punch. Cancer. Emma. My mind spun. How could she keep something so serious from me? From our daughter? Clara's hand gripped mine, as if anchoring me to reality. Without hesitation, I grabbed Mia's little backpack. "Let's go," I said, trying to steady my voice. The hospital smelled sterile and cold, but inside, Emma looked smaller, fragile, almost as if life itself had weighed her down. Her hair was thinning, her cheeks pale, and her eyes, when they opened, were wide with surprise. "Mia, Daniel," she croaked, barely able to speak. Mia ran to her mother, wrapping her tiny arms around her. Tears streamed down Emma's face as she held her daughter. I stayed back, hesitant, unsure, but determined. Over the next weeks, I became Emma's caretaker. I cooked, cleaned, managed medications, and sat by her bedside, holding her hand when she felt too weak to move. Every day, I watched the woman I had once loved fight silently. And with each small smile she gave, each whispered thank you, I felt something shift inside me. It wasn't about rekindling old feelings at first. It was about being there, being human, being compassionate. Clara visited often, helping with Mia, guiding us quietly, giving support without ever imposing. But it was Emma who taught me patience, humility, and fragility of life. Nights were the hardest. Staying awake, listening to her soft breathing, imagining life without her, wishing desperately for a miracle. Slowly, the treatments began to show results. Emma's color returned, her strength improved, and the hospital staff even joked about her stubbornness. But I knew it wasn't just medicine. It was the love, care, and presence of those around her, Mia, Clara, and me, that truly fueled her recovery. One crisp morning, when the spring sun spilled to the hospital window, Emma looked at me with tired but determined eyes. "Daniel, can we go home?" she asked softly. I swallowed hard. "Of course," I said. "Home is where you belong." Bringing her home was surreal. The house that had once felt empty now felt alive again, with laughter, footsteps, and warmth filling the corners. Mia skipped through the rooms, holding her mother's hand, while Emma rested on the couch, a soft blanket over her knees. Days passed, and our family found its rhythm again. Emma regained her strength. She could cook small meals, help me with homework, and even laugh without the shadow of illness clouding her face. Watching her, I realized how much I had missed her, not just a person, but the family we had built together. One quiet evening, after Mia went to bed, I found Emma sitting on the porch, the sky painted with shades of orange and pink. I took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the past year lift slightly. "Emma," I began softly, "I know a year ago, everything fell apart. I know we hurt each other, but being here, seeing you fight, seeing Mia happy, I realized something. I don't want to waste any more time. I want us to be a family. Together, properly this time." Her eyes glistened with tears, and she smiled weakly. "Daniel," I took her hand gently. "I want to marry you again. Not because of the past, but because of now. Because I want to be here for every morning, every laugh, every tear." With you, with Mia, always. Emma's hand trembled in mine. I'd like that, she whispered, a soft sob breaking through. I'd like that more than anything. And so we did. We remarried in a small, intimate ceremony, our backyard decorated with wildflowers that Mia had planted. Her laughter filled the air as she placed the rings on our fingers. Clara stood beside us, proud and teary-eyed, the silent support she had given throughout our journey finally visible in her smile. Life didn't magically become perfect. There were moments of struggle, moments when memories of the past crept in, but we faced them together, stronger and more connected than ever. The illness had taught us the fragility of life, the power of forgiveness, and the quiet strength of love that survives even the darkest storms. Mia thrived in the renewed warmth of her family. She often looked at us, eyes wide with innocent wisdom, and said, "Daddy, Mommy, we're the best family ever." And she was right. We were, not because everything was perfect, but because we were together. Evenings became our favorite. Sitting on the porch, Emma resting her head on my shoulder, Mia coloring beside us, laughter spilling like music through the house. There was warmth, stability, and a quiet peace that I had never known during our first marriage. We learned to treasure every moment, to never take life or each other for granted. The journey from loss to rediscovery wasn't easy. It demanded patience, empathy, and courage. But in the end, it led us to a place I never imagined. A family renewed, hearts mended, and love found again in the most unexpected way. A year after divorce, I was holding my wife's hand again, watching Mia sleep peacefully, and realizing that life, no matter how cruel, could also be profoundly beautiful. We had lost, we had fought, and we had healed. Together, the house that once felt hollow now echoed with laughter, music, and the simple joy of being together. And in that, I discovered the truest meaning of family. Not perfection, but love, commitment, and the willingness to care for each other, always. I hope you liked the story. For more intriguing stories, please subscribe our channel, and also click on bell button.